May I commence the proceedings, my lord? தமிழ்த்தாய் வாழ்த்து.
நீராறும் கடலுடுத்த நிலமடந்தை கெழிலொழுகும் சீராறும் வதனமென திகழ்பரத கண்டமிதில் தெக்கணமும் அதிர் சிறந்த திராவிடனல் திருநாடும் தக்க சிறு பிறை நுதலும் தரித்தனரும் திலகமுமே அத்திலக வாசனை போல் அனைத்துலகும் இன்பமுற எத்திசையும் புகழ் மணக்க இருந்த பெரும் தமிழனங்கே தமிழனங்கே உன் சீரிளமை திறம் வியந்து செயல் மறந்து வாழ்த்துதுமே வாழ்த்துதுமே வாழ்த்துதுமே.
Good morning to all. Settlement of dispute in an amicable way is the hallmark of civilization. Mediation has in recent times proven to be an effective alternate dispute resolution system. The parties are apprised to pursue mediation as the first option. This newsletter is a tool to spread information and create awareness, and also to highlight the activities that have been undertaken by us so far. I now request the Honorable Mr. Justice R. Mahadevan, Chairman of the committee, to deliver the welcome address.
அனைவருக்கும் வணக்கம். Peace cannot be kept by force. It can only be achieved by proper understanding. Discourage litigation. Persuade to compromise whenever you can. These are the quotes by Albert Einstein and Abraham Lincoln. With these quotes, I, as the chairman of Tamil Nadu Mediation and Conciliation Center, take the privilege of welcoming the Honorable Acting Chief Justice, the members of the committee, Dr. Justice Anita Sumant, Mr. Justice G.K. Elanthirayan, Mr. Justice Sivanyanam, Mr. Justice Bharat Chakravarti, Honorable Judges of this court, Justice Vaidyanathan, Justice Adi Keshavalu, Justice Satyanarayana Prasad, Kumaresh Babu, Satikumar Krup, and Justice Devanand. Senior counsels here, Mr. Arvind Pandian, Mr. Kabir, Mr. Venkatraman, Master Trainers of Mediation Center, Mr. Silambandan, Additional Advocate General, Mr. Arun, Additional Advocate General, Mr. Muthukumar, Government Pleader, Member Secretary of Tamil Nadu Legal Services Authority, Judicial Officers, Registrars, Law Officers of the State, and Secretaries of various associations, Press, Print and Media. On this occasion for the release of newsletter of Tamil Nadu Mediation and Conciliation Center, High Court, Madras, I extend a warm welcome to each and every one of you present here to the release of this edition, which is filled with valuable information, updates, and insights related to Mediation and Conciliation Center and its activities. The newsletter has been crafted by a team of dedicated individuals who have put in their time and effort to bring to you a publication that reflects the vision of the Tamil Nadu Mediation and Conciliation Center, High Court, Madras, and its achievements and aspirations. It will serve as a ready reckoner of various events unfolded during last year and will provide a deep insight about the functions of the Tamil Nadu Mediation and Conciliation Center attached to this court. This publication will also serve as a valuable resource for all our stakeholders in understanding the importance and benefits of mediation and conciliation in resolving disputes and fostering harmonious relationship. Once again, a warm welcome to each and every one of you, and thank you for being a part of this occasion. Thank you.
Thank you, my lord. I now request the chairman of the committee to honor the Honorable Acting Chief Justice with a bouquet and a show. I now request the Honorable Acting Chief Justice to release the newsletter of the Tamil Nadu Mediation and Conciliation Center. I now request the Honorable the Acting Chief Justice to deliver the inaugural address.
Good morning to all of you. It's really a great moment, and I'm really proud of being part of this 18th anniversary of Tamil Nadu Mediation Conciliation Center at our High Court. Not only the judges, we are here going to be delighted to be part of this 18th anniversary of this Tamil Nadu Mediation Conciliation Center. If I tell you one very interesting aspect to you all people, you also will join with us. On 4th September 2006, in our High Court, Tamil Nadu Mediation Conciliation Center was inaugurated by one of the greatest personality in the world, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. In this such a great mediation center, after completing 17 long years of the efforts, deliberations, to find an amicable settlement to all those people who have come to this High Court. We have contributed not only a small benefit, but unlimited and unimaginable contributions the Tamil Nadu Mediation Conciliation Center has done in the last 17 years. And 18th year we are completing now. So therefore, when Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam has inaugurated this Tamil Nadu Mediation Conciliation Center, you all people will know that we are really in a wonderful center, one of the important mediation center in our country. So I wish all success for this Tamil Nadu Mediation Conciliation Center to go forward, to achieve the object, the purpose for which it has been established. We all know we are living in 21st century, internet era. We don't have time to read books. We just go through some of the important marking made either by a junior, or we just go and catch hold of the captions, some of the bold letters shown in the journals. Imagine if you have any problem among the family members, brothers, parents and brothers. We always come to the court. 40 years ago, 50 years ago, 60 years ago, if there is any problem between our neighbors, we don't listen to anybody. In our village, in those days we had panchayat. The elderly person will be very fair, very reasonable, impartial. He'll be coming and then he'll be offering coffee, he'll be offering buttermilk in his house, free of cost. And then he would come forward to resolve the issue. He won't bother to go to his work. But those days are gone. Therefore, we are under compulsion to come to the court. Look at the transformation we are just facing today. 40 years ago, 50 years ago, if you had any problem, civil disputes, criminal disputes, just like that you can go to the police station if it is a criminal dispute. You can register FIR. And then the law can be set in motion. If you have a criminal civil case, you can just go to your nearest advocate's office, consult him, immediately you can file your case in the civil court, either district municipal court or a sub-court or the district court, high court, subject to the problems you are having. But you know the transformation we are facing. Today you cannot come to the court directly. If you are a merchant, if you are trading, if you are importing, exporting goods, Section 12A of the Commercial Court Act 2015 says, no suit can be filed. Then where you will go? No remedy? In the court you do not have a remedy. Don't come to the court. Look at the transformation now. Section 12A says, before coming to the court, please go to the pre-institution mediation. Go there. Discuss with your partners. Discuss the problem. Mediation would be there. If you are unable to reach any conclusion, amicable settlement, then you come to the court. Report must be there. The evidence of failure, the failure report reached by the mediator should have been given to you. Only then you can step into the court. Look at the transformation. We had this very similar problem, similar provision, similar arrangements, even in the CPC. If you see Section 80, subclass 1 and subclass 2, we all know, many of you may not be knowing because, see, if you have a personal problem, only then you will be able to know the value of this Section 80. Some of the lawyers, we always go and then used to ask for dispensing with issuance of notice to the government. Section 80 says, subclass 1, no suit shall be instituted in any court before the expiry of 2 months' notice in writing sent to the other side. But we get hold of it because you are all very learned how to get hold of it. To avoid that how to circumvent, we all know that. To avoid that problem, Section 12A of the Commercial Court Act 2015 made absolutely clear that you people, you may have any problem. Don't come to us suddenly, immediately, straight away, your doors are not open. Therefore, where we have to go is a question. Now, Tamil Nadu Mediation Center is always keeping the doors open for you. And we have wonderful trainers. The wonderful trainers, we have trained them. A person cannot be a trainer unless he undergoes 40 classes. And then Supreme Court gives a certificate, High Court gives a certificate certifying that he is a person capable of sitting as a mediator. Anybody can be a mediator. Some of the persons having terrible nature cannot become mediator. The mediator has to have 4 important sterling qualities. 1, a mediator has to have what you call the patience. Completely, he should not be easily irritated. A mediator has to have 100% patience. You should bring both parties together. Number one is, you should be a person with patience. The second very important thing is, look at the quality. The mediator has to have what you call the art of persuasion. He may be any belligerent person. You may be going as a mediator, but you will be looking at these both people. One person may be very soft, the other person may not be soft. He may be very strong, bold, and then belligerent. For each and everything, you will get irritated. It happens in family. I would tell you a small story after completing this, 3 and 4th qualities. So after acquiring, after possessing what you call the art of persuasion, the quality in the mediator, you should also see that you should ensure, you should all the time, you should make sure that you are a man of confidence. You must ensure to both parties that you may have a personal issues, husband and wife, parents and the children. On many occasions you have seen, son comes and beats up the father. The father will come and say, I am not going to sit with him, I am not going to look at him. 2 sons we had sitting in the same, just opposite to this conference hall. We have the conference hall, another conference hall. This is a meeting hall, the conference hall. We used to have discussion over there with the parties. 2 sons came, one father came. Father never even wanted to come inside the conference hall. He said, no, I don't want to look at the younger son. The man came and slapped me. These are all the areas the mediator has to keep it in his pocket. The pocket should not be opened up to anybody else. That confidentiality a mediator has to possess, and then you should ensure to the parties that whatever you are discussing, whatever you are just talking to me, talking to your other person, whatever is shared in this place, you must ensure that it is never leaked out from this room. And ultimately, you have to give time. Look at the mediator. Mediator has to be quiet. Why the problem comes in between the husband, between the parents, between the children on one side and the parents on the other side? Communication gap. Allow the parties to have communication. Allow them to ventilate their grievances. If a mediator possesses these minimum 4 qualities, and he would be, I'm sure, 100% he will be successful mediator. This is what is being trained here in our mediation center. So do not think that the mediator is just like this coming. Becoming a lawyer is not a qualification. You may be having 30 years experience as a lawyer in the bar. You may be having 40 years experience in the bar, but you should also undergo training. When you are coming forward and accepting the training procedures, and after undergoing the training, you are made as a eligible mediator, and then you are going into the mediation center to resolve the issue. This is going to have a great impact and ramification in molding even a lawyer. How a lawyer becomes a successful lawyer? Just reading the brief, coming to the court and vomiting before the court, and then you will become successful. When you become a rich lawyer is one who is a mature lawyer. A rich lawyer should know what to speak. It conveys a huge meaning. Socrates was talking to the young Greeks. He mentioned 2 important things. He said, if you have any problem, if you are going to say something to the other side, you must think properly that what you have to say first. Think about first. Look at the very interesting aspect. The second, very interesting. The secret of success, this gentleman, Socrates has told to us. He said, not only you must know what to speak, you know how to speak. For example, I am just sitting here. Somebody comes, maybe 5 minutes late. If I look at it, message is conveyed. If you shout at him, that is also message is conveyed. That will be the last day. That gentleman will never come and look at you. There lies how to say is very, very important. How to eat is very, very important. You can eat like dog. You can eat like a dignified person. This is the thing we are just imparting in our training center. Today, we are successfully completing 18 years. And one of the best mediation center we have with all the arts of the state of the arts facilities here now. Today, there is no other course, there is no other option left open to us. A person comes to the court challenging the order of suspension. We all know that. We issue notice. Then it has to come after 4 weeks. Today we have streamlined, we have regularized. We give date. Imagine, today in Indian courts, 3.5 to 4 crores of cases are pending. 3.5 to 4 crores of cases pending. Everywhere complain. See, when you go to court, then see, very difficult getting matter listed, getting disposed of is also another aspect, very difficult task. Slowly the confidence, the people, citizens, the litigants, even including the lawyers. I've been sitting there just a couple of weeks back. Lawyer Gunasekaran came with a writ petition, very peculiar writ petition. Lord, these are all the matters. Direct the registry to list the matter. Why? We have been giving them, we have been requesting them, but they are not listing the matter. My clients are all coming and asking the brief back. And he says that I'm incapable of getting the matter listed, getting the matter disposed of. Docket population. More population, more problem. Ultimately, the more problem where they will end up. They will end up only in the registry, in the court. How are we going to meet out the challenges? The mediation center, conciliation centers, arbitration centers, and top of all, I would say, when you compare the conciliation and arbitration, there the consent of the parties are required. But here in the case of mediation, even without seeking, without getting the consent of the parties, the court can force the parties. The court is of the view that after going through the papers, after hearing the parties, when the court comes to the conclusion, yes, there are elements of settlement, the court can always tell, yes, please go to the mediation center. Whether you are agreeable or not agreeable, go to the mediation center. There was a case where people used to say, very interesting judge, Justice Kuldeep Singh was hearing one matrimonial matter. I was just mentioning, coming back to the same analogy, what to say and how to say. Justice Kuldeep Singh was hearing one matrimonial matter. He has told both parties to come there because they are all Punjabi couple. That turban person, only at the age of 46 or 47, he just came to the right side, and then the wife was standing on the other side. He was talking to the wife, the judge, Justice Kuldeep Singh. If you people have seen him, he won't give you time, adjournment. No adjournment. In Supreme Court, you can't get adjournment at any cost. That is Justice Kuldeep Singh Court. Fast means the fastest judge in the world, in the country. Anybody, only brief. If you are brief, then you will be a successful lawyer in the court. And then that the wife was standing on the left side, the husband was standing on the right side. He was talking to the wife. And then she said, I have completed my PG course from Columbia. Then this was going on. Then where were you? I was a professor. After marriage, he only told me to relinquish and quit the post. I quit. And this man is very ungrateful. After everything is over, then he was turning to this side. And he was asking the husband, "Is very good, highly educated. What do you do? Go back. Go and stay with her, live with her." Then this gentleman said, "If you think that is very good, take her. You take her. I have no objection." So you must know how to say and what to say and where to say also. These are all we are just making the mediators in a way he would always suit to any situation, whichever the problem you have. I'm just coming back to the conference hall. I was sitting with our Justice Chandrasekharan. And then ultimately, we have ensured that we will not part with the confidential information to other side. And then after 2 sittings, the matter was resolved. Very interesting aspect, I would tell you many things. 2 things shortly I will tell you. I was sitting in the CMA side, civil miscellaneous appeal side. Matrimonial matters were all listed. You believe it or not, I would tell you, I was there, I have completed 14 years of my judgeship here. I have entered into the 15th year. But most of the time, you all people would be knowing that I was sitting in the admission side, service matters, general miscellaneous, and then second appeal side. The amount of exposure, valuable, richest exposure, if I got it only from the matrimonial side. I was sitting for only 6 months or 9 months in my whole, tenure. That only makes a man as a human. I tell you how. It's very, very extremely useful to you people. Many good cases, but many good stories, but time does not permit. We have to immediately disperse to our court. A young chap, young couple, 27-year-old husband, and then 23-year-old wife. Going through that, they were asking for transfer. It's only transfer from one district to another district. I went through that. Highly, the background of the family is an illustrious family. Husband comes from very, strong, illustrious family. Wife is also equally good. After seeing the ages, I listed the matter in my chamber. I told them to come to my chamber. But they are not afford to live separately for quite a long time. Look at the beauty. The boy was employed in US, in Google. The wife is also engineer, professional, IT professional. She was also there along with him. Then after some time, what happened? He lost the job. He came back because of the matrimonial problem. And she also came back. I asked the causes, why you people are fighting even at this stage. They stayed together only for 3-4 months. Look at the agony. You know the problem? The most frivolous problem. After the 3rd day of the marriage, the mother-in-law called up the girl and said, the puja room is there. You take this key and see that the lamp is lighted at 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock, because this is your house, this is your puja room. The girl went back to the father, called up the father. Papa, they called me. They told me to go to the puja room to clean up. And then I have to go and then see that the kuttu vilak is lighted properly every day. The moment the conversation is over, this father called up Samandhi. Do you think that I have educated my daughter in the engineering college only to come to your puja room to light up this lamp and to clean up the kuttu vilak? Nonsense. All these things. Only this is the reason. Parted. 2 years they were living together. FIR has been filed. Dowry harassment. The man lost the job. He was not able to do the work. Look, in Google organization, they every month, every couple of months, they used to assess the performance, the efficiency of the officer. He was not able to do it because he was talking to his parents, and then the manager in that section was watching him. Ultimately, he sent him out. Then he came here, filed a petition, came up. I asked him, Madam, you have in your house any puja room? Yes, sir, we have a good puja room is there. In the ground floor we have. And who will be taking care of that puja room, madam? Your mother or some servant? No servant will be allowed inside my puja room. Then who will be there? My mother will be taking care of it. Why? Some valuable deities are all there. Murugan deity is a very made of gold. Oh, so your mother is in charge of your puja room, keeping it clean, keeping it in order, and then lighting up. So when your mother's position is given in your matrimonial home, Do you think that it is below your dignity? No, no, my father has already said sorry. Look at it. This is how the understanding of the things. There you need some advisor. There you have to keep somebody. And you have to say that in my house my wife is doing, in my house my mother is doing. So if you do that, you are like my mother, you are like my, a very respectable person. So there is nothing wrong that how you are going to share the problem, how you are going to take away the problem, how you are going to just work as a catalyst to bring home the problems together. You are the person to sort out at any cost, maintain the patience, so your art of persuasion. Once you are able to persuade the people successfully, and you will be the successor. Thank you very much for the opportunity given to me.
Thank you, my lord, for the inspiring speech. I now request Honorable Dr. Justice Anita Suman, member of the committee, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Good morning to all of you. I have the pleasant task and duty of proposing the vote of thanks today. Thank you very much to the Acting Chief Justice for his presence this morning and for participating in the Mediation Day and for releasing the souvenir. Thank you very much to the chairperson and to the members of the committee, Justice Mahadevan, Justice Ilandarian, Justice Sivanyanam, who's unable to join us today on account of some commitment, Justice Bharata Chakravarti. Thank you to the honorable judges, both here and who have logged in from Madurai, for their gracious presence in this function today. Thank you also to the Registrar General, all the registrars, their teams, their staff, for helping us not just in organizing this function, but standing by us for all events during the last 1 year. Though my mandate is only to propose a vote of thanks, please permit me to say a few words. I have always thought that the difference between traditional litigation and alternate dispute resolution methods, like litigation and mediation, is like the difference between allopathy and homeopathy. While allopathy gives you a quick fix, it gives you that interim order just when you want it, and then you forget about it, and even after the case is over, the dispute may not be settled. However, when you have something like Ayurveda or homeopathy or more organic forms of healing, you find that it may take time, no doubt, but the dispute is settled at the end of the day. And this realization has, in fact, been fostered by you all, the senior advocates here, the master trainers, the mediators. It is you who have realized this critical and vital difference. So I think the largest thanks are due in no small measure to each one of you mediators present in this hall and outside of the hall for carrying forward the cause of mediation. If mediation in Tamil Nadu has gone beyond the terrible twos to being a teenager to attaining majority today, today is the 18th birthday of the Mediation Center. It is due entirely to all of you. And I have reserved the best for the last. Thank you also to the members of the, I think I've covered all the others, the staff, the members of the Fourth Estate, and all of you here for your presence. Now coming to the best. While the Chief Justice and the committee may form the policy, we may guide, we may carry forward in a broad sense the cause of mediation. These things are carried forward only by the staff in the Mediation Center itself. So I would like to call upon each of them, and I requested them to be here so that they may take a bow when I call their name, and I would request you to acknowledge their services to the cause of mediation. The Director, Shri K. Balasubramaniam. The Deputy Director, Mrs. T. Rama. The Assistant Registrar, Mrs. B. Vidya. Section Officers, Mr. R. Singaravelu and Mrs. C. Subhashini. Assistant Section Officers, Mr. Karthik, Mrs. Kavita, and Mrs. Devi. The PA to the Registrar, Ms. Maheshwari. Mrs. Sharmila, Mrs. Sharmila, Assistant. Stenographers, Ms. Priyanka and Mrs. Vimala Devi. They're not here? All right. The chauffeur, Mr. Dayala Ganesh. He's also not here. Record clerk, Mrs. Shanti. Office assistant, Mr. Raghavaratanam. Reader and examiner, Mr. Abhishek Bernard. And office assistants, Ms. Divya, Mrs. Rizwana, and Mr. Karuparaja. Thank you very much, all of you.
Thank you, my lords. National Anthem. Thank you. I request the judicial officers, mediators, and the staff to present inside the meeting hall and have high tea. Thank you.